Westgold is a mineral exploration and development company which holds a substantial package of tenements in the prolific Murchison goldfield near Meekatharra, Western Australia. The company is focused on the Garden Gully Gold Project, which comprises of a 677 square kilometre tenure package covering the Abbott's Greenstone Belt and other regional structures. The project has multiple gold prospects along the belt, with the most advanced being the Crown Prince prospect. More recently, the company announced a strategic alliance and a $6 million placement with West Australian gold producer Westgold Resources. To tell us more, today I am joined by CEO Alex Passmore. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
So look, firstly, can you provide a high-level overview of Westgold and the Crown Prince deposit?
Sure. So Westgold is an advanced explorer, as you were saying before, Jane, focused on the Garden Gully Gold Project in Western Australia near Meekatharra. The company holds a significant tenure package, but is focused on the Crown Prince prospect or project, and that sits on a granted mining lease within the broader package. The Crown Prince prospect has a resource, 240,000 ounces at over 4 grams, which we think the majority of which will go into an open pit development. And so we're just advancing the Crown Prince prospect as well as looking at further extensions and growing our resource base.
So as I mentioned earlier, Westgold has recently announced that strategic alliance and the $6 million placement with West Australian gold producer Westgold Resources. So can you just provide us with a little bit of a brief summary on this transaction and its impact on Aura and the development of Crown Prince?
Yes, so Westgold, the transaction with Westgold has two prongs to start with. So that they invested $6 million at 0.45% in Aura to give them to support Aura and also give them leverage to the upside in terms of advancing the Crown Prince prospect and other prospects behind that for Aura. So the key development pipeline, the key items in the development pipeline include a processing or milling solution for our gold ore, and a whole range of other infrastructure decisions and assistance points, which Westgold are going to help us with. Westgold own a mill called the Bluebird Processing Plant, a gold mill, 33 kilometres to the south of Crown Prince, and that's an easy haul on already developed roads, and also the Great Northern Highway. And so there's a fairly simple conceptual development here that sees us mine the open pit at Crown Prince and then deliver that ore to the Bluebird mill, over a 3-year period. There are satellite pits in the area that Westgold have mined previously, which have followed this model. The only difference being here that the Crown Prince open pit is a lot bigger than some of their satellite projects that they've done previously. And of course, it'll be an Aura development going to a Westgold mill.
Now, Alex, there's been some questions from investors about the transaction. So let me just jump into them. So what does this Westgold transaction mean for Crown Prince and its potential path to commercialisation?
So it speeds it up. So, we're not looking to do some huge equity raising at a dilutive valuation for building our own plant. This lets us send ore to an existing processing plant that is big. It's 2.4 million tonnes per annum. So we wouldn't be building our own plant at that size and scale. So we get to use the benefit. We get the benefit of using a big plant that has low unit operating costs because we're just contributing to the overall ore feed of that plant. So the transaction supports us financially and also fast tracks the development of Crown Prince to get Aura into cash flow and at a very low unit cost with a very low capital cost as well.
So as part of this strategic alliance, Aura and Westgold, we've been negotiating the terms of an ore purchase agreement, or the OPA. So can you just briefly outline the proposed key terms and protections in place to ensure that Westgold can maximise shareholder value from any proposed OPA?
Yeah, so we're still going through detail on the ore purchase agreement. The key terms of which will be, ORA mine the ore and stockpile it, at Crown Prince, and then there's a schedule whereby parcels of ore get sent to Bluebird, and then the payment terms on that are likely to be very much, payment on, our ore being picked up from our ROM and quite early. We will get a high percentage of the gold price, and then there'll be a deduction from the face value of the gold price to account for the fact that Westgold are buying the ore and are milling it at Bluebird. Now, the commercial terms of the agreement, as I was saying, are still being finalised. Shareholders will be asked to vote on that, on the key commercial terms of that agreement, because Westgold have a significant stake in ORA following the placement, so that under the listing rule requirements of the ASX, we will be going to shareholders to seek their approval for that transaction, for the entering into the ore purchase agreement.
Well, that actually leads me to my next question. So on a pro forma basis, Westgold would have a 15% shareholding in ORA. So what level of influence is Westgold expected to have on ORA going forward? And secondly, has Westgold signaled its intentions on holding at least one ORA board seat and further increasing its equity interest in the company?
So the interactions with Westgold have been really positive. So it's been very much, how can we assist getting Crown Prince into production, and how can we fast track that? So how can we assist with approvals, with engineering, using their knowledge from previous operations in the area. So rather than influence, they've been a great assistance so far, and we expect that to continue. They do, having an equity stake of 15%, that does put them into listing rule 10 category. So they are considered to have been in a position of significant influence. So any major transactions between ourselves and Westgold will need to be opined upon by a technical expert, and also checked and run past shareholders via a vote. So that's that's a good thing in our view. Westgold aren't seeking a board seat at the moment. They do have a right to have one if they would like, which we think is appropriate for their level of shareholding and the amount of money they've invested in ORA.
And so what other agreements will form part of this strategic alliance?
So there's quite a lot of fairly simple but very, very useful agreements that we envisage we will enter into with Westgold. So they're not material, a lot of these. So a lot of these won't have to go to shareholder approval, but things like using the Westgold camp that's at Bluebird, using the Westgold flights that go into Meekatharra, accessing other licenses that Westgold own for putting pipelines and dewatering infrastructure in, a whole range of helpful development type agreements, whilst not material in their financial scope, are really useful for getting into production in a rapid time frame.
Thanks, Alex. And you touched on this earlier, but as part of the Westgold transaction, who is going to be driving the key milestones? So mining proposal, mine plan, and the associated timeframes for the development of Crown Prince.
So we're working together to do that. Internally at ORA, it's ultimately our responsibility to put in the mining proposals and associated documents for approvals to go mining at Crown Prince. But we are getting a good level of assistance from Westgold for that. The key next document for us to go in is a mining proposal, which we're expecting to do in the second half of this calendar year of 2024, and that will be in around that will be discussing mining from the pit down to 140 meters, and the various impacts that has on the local environment. There's nothing contentious we see in that document, so that we're working on that now. The ore purchase agreement will be a key milestone to look forward to in the next few months as well, and that will also dovetail into us being able to publish a reserve and give some guidance to the market on mining production rates and figures and ounce outputs and that sort of thing.
Well, look, so when do you anticipate mining operations will commence at Crown Prince?
So, we can't put too fine a point on that right at the moment, but, we're hopeful of the first half of next year, so calendar year 2025. And, for mining proposals going in the middle of the second half of calendar 2024, the timeframes that we see for approvals of mining proposals is around 3 to 4 months. And then there's all the associated work that's got to go on. So, we're running hard to get the operation into production, and then we will take all of the information that we have from the approvals at Crown Prince and use them to our advantage for preparing the next projects that we have in our pipeline as well.
So, Alex, an updated MRE for Crown Prince is due for completion in the September quarter. So what can you tell us about this, and how will this feed into the associated project development work streams for Crown Prince?
So we have been drilling the northeastern part of the SES ore body, and there's been we expect to see growth in that area and an improved grade. And also, we're drilling in key areas for mining. So, that is to get us ready and understand the grade in detail in certain areas. So making sure that there's, mainly indicated or measured material rather than inferred, and getting us ready to go mining.
And so finally, Alex, what should ORA shareholders be looking forward to from a news flow perspective over the next 6 to 12 months?
So we're drilling on site at the moment. So there's ongoing drilling results to look forward to, and we're drilling in some key high-grade areas. We're working on a resource update, as we mentioned, so that will be out in September. Before then, though, there'll be some key agreements being agreed with Westgold, so the ore purchase agreement, and that lets us, talk about production profiles and how many ounces are going to be produced from Crown Prince going forward. So lots to look forward to, really demonstrating, the robustness of the Crown Prince prospect and how it will become in development in the future.
Well, Alex, thanks again for joining me today. We look forward to future updates.
Thanks, Jane.